Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Disparity here. We're back with the Bear Den Talks. I'm your host, of course, Disparity, and we're here with welcoming Mr. Works4tips, and also another brand new co-host here, Bent the Black Knight, or you can call him Ryan or Rye or whatever you want to call him, whatever you want to call.
I gotta get a new name, man.
All right, and today we're going to be discussing a couple of topics here. We're going to be discussing whether or not the Zelda series is heading back onto the Nintendo Switch. As you guys know, that's a remaster of a remaster of a remaster. I guess I don't know. Then we're going to
Remaster of a
be
remaster.
then we're going to be talking about a little bit of the Saints Row series with the return of the new Saints Row. Now, I guarantee that we all haven't played it, but we've seen a lot of reviews and a lot of things about it. I think we have at least somewhat information to discuss about it. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about its Twitch and YouTube races. So, as you guys know, recently, Corey Kenshin and also Gideon had came out with accusations. I wouldn't even call it accusations, but they just came out and said that Twitch is being sexist and YouTube's being racist. So, we're going to be discussing that later. So, we'll start out first. How do y'all feel about the Twilight series, well, Twilight Princess and also Windwaker possibly coming to the Nintendo Switch? What do you guys
I was
think
about
about
to say
that?
Twilight.
I'll let you go first, Ryan.
Oh, shoot! Thought he was about to say Twilight first. Um, yeah, I mean, we never know. Maybe there's a good chance, but it's like this is like with Nintendo, you never know.
Yeah,
They might just be like, oh, well, to celebrate Zelda's anniversary, we're gonna give you a compilation of all the 2D games because that's what you want, right? And it's like you never know. Like
yeah,
all
Yeah,
these rumors always come out. There's always unfounded. We might get like one thing that we really want, and like or news from Breath of the Wild 2, and it's like
yeah,
I'm kind of looking forward to playing Twilight Princess again, just to give it another chance.
yeah.
hmm
I mean, I still got it on. I bought it on the Wii U, so I don't know about y'all, but
I mean, I have it on the Wii U as well, but
there you go.
I'd
There
actually
you
like
go.
to see it on
Great
Switch just
minds.
because, modern day console along with portability.
I have it on the Switch, so that's where I live at.
There you go.
Nah, that's a Switch to me Wii, so that's where I played my first time I played those
Yeah,
at. So I mean, it was
Yeah,
fun, honestly.
they're not like the originals aren't bad. Don't get me wrong. It's just the remasters do a lot of quality of life
oh
changes
yeah,
that really make the game better.
I heard it
yeah.
with that, like, was that map finding section or something like that in
Mhm.
Wind Waker. I think made it easier, and
Yeah, they made the hunting the Triforce easier and the fast sale,
but
Honestly,
which they
they
actually
do, but
originally were going to implement in the game.
yeah. I think they should implement some kind of dual screen system into the Switch at this point, or some kind of I don't know, dual console, maybe some kind of update or something like that. I don't know. It's fantasy. It's pure fantasy, but like I think it would be cool. Maybe like a peripheral that essentially turns it into a Wii U retroactively.
no, I am.
I'm like,
You know what I am sad about though is that last year I was actually expecting Wicker and Twilight Princess to come over to the Switch because it was Zelda's
yeah,
anniversary as well. But then Nintendo's like, well, guys, even though we know that you guys want this, we're gonna give you this Game Boy Mini that barely anybody's gonna buy because it is
Game and
oh
Watch.
it's
yeah,
Yeah, the
that
collectible.
Game and
stupid
Watch.
thing.
Yeah,
I remember I was working in retail at the time, and I saw it, and I was like, what even is this? I was like, people want this. What is this?
man, nobody wanted that thing, dude. It's like I don't know. It's Nintendo, right? Nintendo, they do their main game
I
series
mean,
so dirty. Like I
I
understand
mean,
that.
they didn't only just do that. They also gave us Skyward Sword HD, which, in a way, I mean, it's just like an HD version of like another game. Which I'm glad that we have another Zelda game that we could say that's from like say the Wii era on like
Right.
modern day console, because
Yeah,
that game kind of was old, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like the original Wii version does kind of hold up a little bit better, but I don't fully know. Just
Yeah.
from like a video I remember seeing from Game
uh,
Explained back when like the game first came out. But either way, I'm glad to see that that came out because I did somewhat enjoy Skyward Sword. But I
mhm.
also like Space said I was hoping that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker would come on Switch.
I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
me that Nintendo just does a lot of their older series in general just dirty, anyways. That's all.
Well,
Unless your name's Super Mario.
Or
if your name is
Pokemon.
Mario or Zelda or Pokemon, you're gonna get something within the next 2 to 5 years
Well, I
immediately.
mean they kind of do. Like they never do anything wrong with Mario. It's like like what they did with his 35th anniversary, if I remember correctly, they're just like, here's um Mario 3D All Stars.
Yeah, I
It's
was
like,
like, they could have
But
done a
I mean, that
Zelda.
was cool, but
but I
here's
mean,
Mario Galaxy 2.
I think like unless we get Mario Galaxy 3 in the near future or like Odyssey 2 or something like that, like they're already working on it, it's gonna be a while for the next fully 3D Mario game.
Yeah,
So if that's what you mean, then yeah, I hear you. Like,
yeah,
but I think with Nintendo they have this mindset though that if they're gonna make the sequel to like Mario or maybe Zelda or something like that, they're gonna make it as big and like they're gonna wait for like something big to make that happen.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's such a like backwards mindset when you can accomplish so much more with stuff you already have and use the creativity you already have. Because I constantly think of things like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I think of that and I'm like, and what would have been, and, Master Quest and what would have been, what was it, that disc system that they were
yeah. The
working on?
N64 disc system, which
Boom.
I mean, it is a thing only in Japan, but it didn't really
Yeah.
get much, I believe.
But yeah, but you get what I mean. It's like
Yeah,
if they just took those and added on that and just like made another game, just had some new ideas, and like they don't even have to have like brand new ideas, just like put some cool levels, some cool ideas together and just like make it a game. And I'm sure you're gonna get people complaining that are like, they didn't add like any super duper new ultra levels or power ups, or you're gonna have the person that's like they didn't change everything, but they don't need to change everything every generation. Just do just you know what I mean? Like remake,
Yeah.
yeah,
just like do what you did with Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Like I would love like a Wind Waker sequel that does something. I mean, technically you have it on the DS,
yes,
like they did
but
that, but like,
yeah.
Was that
but I
what
mean
was that
like,
like
It,
spirit tracks or
I'm
something?
gonna be, yeah, that was Phantom Hourglass.
yeah, Phantom Out and all that,
But I'm
but
not gonna lie, it didn't fully feel like a sequel
mhm.
because, like, obviously, like you're not in Hyrule and like it doesn't
Sti-
feel like you have like the sailing from Wind Waker.
yeah,
But like,
well,
I get that it's a sequel and like it's not bad for a DS Zelda game.
but in essence they changed things up. But I mean like I would have loved like another chance at a Twilight Princess. Like that would have been a good, because I feel like that to me that felt like Ocarina of Time 2 almost, but like a bad sequel. It's complicated. I have complicated feelings for that game. But like I would have still loved to be in that world and like try different things. The Twilight world. I feel like so many things in that game could be expanded upon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, just because there's so much, it goes so many places, and it's like it has the same or similar concept as Ocarina of Time. I just feel like it does, like the stylistically, it's just so much like more drearier, and I don't know. I just like it.
yeah. I mean, like they, because originally, if I remember correctly, Twilight Princess was only made because they wanted to go for more realism. And
Hmm.
in fact, if I remember correctly, Miyamoto did not want Wind Waker to have a cartoony look
Yeah, you did say that.
I
because
honestly,
he thought that it would fail, but it didn't. It actually did really well,
that's
and
interesting.
then they were just like,
Eventually,
"What?" And then it's just like, "Hey, this is 2005 or six or whenever Twilight
yeah,
Princess came out." And you
yeah,
wanna know why people really like that timeline? Realism.
yeah. Well, yeah, people hate. Remember, people hated
Realism with Call of Duty.
what was it, Wind Waker at the time though, because it had that look, and when they were expecting, the infamous space
Yeah, yeah,
world,
the Space
like they
World thing.
wanted Twilight Princess and got Wind Waker, and
Yeah.
then they had to make Twilight Princess
Or rather,
after
we
Wind
if we're
Waker,
back at that
and I'm
time,
like, I want Wind Waker, but I
uh,
also want Twilight Princess. Can you
say if
just
we're back in time when that Space World clip is just like it's like it looked like Ocarina of Time, it would have been Ocarina of Time
yeah,
2. Or like it probably would have just been Ocarina of Time, just like with GameCube graphics.
yeah.
Which is probably
I
what
mean,
they were going for anyway.
but they're both. It's funny because I feel like Wind Waker is ultimately the better game, even when you have the shitty boat thing, which eventually got fixed in the Wii
HD.
U version, I think. Yeah, the HD version.
Because like
Um,
back in the fast sale made traveling so much easier because you don't have to worry about changing the wind, which you
and
know,
it's
time consuming.
immediately available, I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like,
No,
and
you have to.
that's
You I think what you had to do is you had to finish the first dungeon in the game,
uh,
and then you go to Windfall, and You do the whole
I
what's
feel
it
like
called?
that's better.
Yeah, you just do the first dungeon. You do the what's it called?
Like a quest.
I forget the house, like the betting house.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I haven't played that game in
Yeah,
years.
and then it's
But
just
like,
like, all right, people, we got a lovely item here. It's the Swiss sale.
yeah,
We'll start the bidding at 80 rupees,
yeah.
and then you pay 200 for it. Then you
That's
then you
get
fucking
ripped off, but you
and then
try
you
it
think
and
it,
it's immediately better.
yeah.
And you're like, why wasn't the game developed with this? Why don't they have? Why haven't they invented engines yet?
But yeah, I mean, it's just a rumor though. So
Yeah,
it's
it's a
like
rumor.
it's a rumor. If it comes
Fake
true, I
news.
mean, like I said to another buddy of mine, if it comes true, I'm doing another Zelda series. Wait,
Yeah,
been
I
a
mean,
minute.
and
I'm
if
looking
not,
forward to seeing that happens. But if anything, I just hope that with this next direct, whatever it is, probably sometime this month, which I hope they do, because we're due for a direct as it is.
It's
A
been
longer
yeah,
direct, not a mini.
yeah,
But
it's wild, correct? Honestly, off
yeah.
rip.
But it's like I would like to see, like I said, like you were saying, like maybe like those Zelda games come back, or like maybe a new Zelda game.
yeah. Just
Like
acknowledge it.
even if they were just like, here, like we're gonna do this, we're gonna give the Oracle games the same treatment we did with Link's Awakening. I'll gladly take
Yeah.
that.
Didn't they re-release those?
No, I
They
didn't.
did no.
No, I played Oracle's. I played was it season? I think it's season agents, right? Played them,
Yeah,
never beat them.
they are kind of tough.
well, because
Aegis more specifically is a tougher one.
well for me because technically I didn't like only I think I borrowed it from a friend like all the
Yeah,
but I got pretty far in them. So at least, well, I
yeah.
got far. So I got
I remember getting Oracle of Ages physically on a Game Boy Color, um, during sixth grade. I get to like the third area of the game, and I just dropped it because I didn't know what to do. And then I only picked it up and finished it literally during junior year of high school.
hey, got a little bit older then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I kind of knew what the problem was. I was a stupid 11-year-old kid who didn't think I should use the internet.
yeah,
And also the fact that like I was also just dumb and didn't like, even if I did use the internet, I'd probably just be like, I don't get it. Like I saw them doing this video, but when I do it, it doesn't work.
yeah. Speaking of which, man, the internet was your best friend back then, especially going like game. What's it called? Cheap.
Definitely.
I think you
Game
gotta play something
FAQs.
that or cheat plan or something like that. Cheat codes and
Yeah.
stuff. now
The good old days of the
I
early
don't even
2010s.
I don't use websites. Well, I know GameFAQs, but Cheat Planet. No, I
Yeah.
don't think it's there anymore.
I don't think game FAQs is going anywhere. Or
Nah,
facts, whatever. I just always called it game
well,
FAQs.
because people only because the only way you're gonna game FAQ is that your game well your what's it called your walkthrough has to be very distinct.
Yeah.
Like like it has to pan out basically.
Yeah.
But any last words on the Zelda game or Zelda coming to Nintendo Switch? Any last words?
Not really on my end. I just also hope that if anything, they also might give us more details on Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh yeah, of course they are. That's their Windwaker. Of course they are.
But holy shit,
Remake.
I can't wait for Breath of the Wild 2 to come out, and then I spend probably like 2 weeks and literally nonstop playing it, like I did the first game.
I need to
Not
actually.
unless you beat it in a day.
I really need.
I
Yeah,
didn't
like,
get it a day. I just remember getting it during Christmas break, but during my senior year, and I remember I had a snow day. I woke up maybe around 9 o'clock, turned that game on. I played it for literally 12 fucking hours straight.
I really need to like go back and play Breath of the Wild myself. Like it's been a.
Definitely.
That's
that's
yeah.
just me.
That's actually the game that got me back. At a certain point, I was actually because I was about
You know, I
yeah,
have not beaten that game.
I need to go back to Breath of the Wild and do Master Quest.
play the game. Right?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah.
I have it on the Wii U, and do I even have it on the Switch? I need to get it on the Switch.
Yeah.
I do. I've been bad about that, but I do hope they do something with like the other ones, but it's just a rumor. But like,
Yeah.
get prepared to be violently mad when they don't reveal the thing that they never promised.
Oh,
I
I
think
already feel like I know what they're gonna do with Twilight Princess and Wind Waker.
What?
Hey guys, here at Nintendo, we know that you wanted Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD, but instead we're gonna give you GameCube Online, and that you're gonna be able to play these two games
Yep.
on it. Have fun.
Yeah, $50.
I
Fifty
I
dollars, by the way.
It's funny because well you know my situation with my GameCube, but
Yeah.
like I'm like, oh my god, they oh they would do it. They would do it. And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, like you wanted to play these games, now you can play them as you originally intended on the GameCube
True, you're a Nintendo.
With
without the
online.
HD, without the
Yeah.
HD version, just the regular versions,
No
but
man,
on the GameCube and like
imagine.
3 games."
No man, because you are playing it HD, but it's on SD because you're
Oh,
playing it on HD console. See, that's
Jesus
a selling
Christ.
point that they're trying to get on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
They would do that. They would do it because they promised it on the Wii U and they never delivered because the Wii U was, But man, they would totally do that shit. I'm like, "Oh my god, I kind of want them to do it cuz I want to see what happens."
Yeah, I
I
would see the
want to
outright.
see I just I would there would be collective confusion because people like, "What?" But people would be like, "Oh yeah,
Bro,
we
if
did
anything,
those."
if GameCube Online gets announced, I wouldn't mind that, but at the same time, I would
No,
rather
though,
Twilight Princess and Wind
you know,
Waker
though, there,
just comes out on the
Fine,
actual
you can
HD.
play
there will be,
Fantasy Star Online.
rage. There will be rage, but people just say, "Okay, Nintendo." They wouldn't care. It's
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. When Mario 3D All Stars came out, we had Mario 64 on that, and then later, like, here's N64 Online.
honest,
That also has Mario 64.
honestly, I wasn't pissed when 3D All Stars came out. I never
Yeah,
played those original Mario games. I was a Nintendo person as a kid, so I think you guys, Ryan, we were more Sega. Ryan was a Nintendo cousin. we were
Yeah.
the Sega. We were the
Sega.
Sega people.
I was just thinking about how we were playing what was it, Pokemon Coliseum?
Yeah, because
Like
we
on
played
that, yeah.
Coliseum. We played
My
freaking
brothers came in and they were like, "What are you doing?" And they're like playing Pokemon Coliseum. And they just like reading the battle prompts, like Pikachu fainted. Pikachu did. And we're just like, yeah, go somewhere else. You're ruining our fun.
for real.
But
Bro, I remember also getting that game. That was, ooh, that was a hard one to play.
yeah. Yeah. It's funny, I just bought a memory card that has all the saves on it, so gonna go and
Ooh.
try that
Hey,
in, yeah.
hey, that's what's up, though.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and let's move on to the Saints Row series.
Ooh.
So, as you guys know,
Mhm.
Saints Row is now trash. And the subject. All
Ah,
right.
yeah.
All right,
All
end of
right.
discussion. Time to
Chill.
move on to the next one.
Chill out. Chill out. Chill out. Chill out, bro.
All right. Real talk, real talk. So Saints Row was a great series up until I guess you could say Saints Row.
Was.
A lot of people say Saints Row 4.
Mhm.
Saints Row was great because it was different. Even though it was GTA esque, it felt different from GTA because it added a bit of real. It was a
Distinct.
realism with cartoonism. So I
Yeah.
kind of smashed it together, right? And that's what
Yep.
made it fun, especially with Saints Row 1 and 2. 3 kind of deviated a bit, but it was still fun, still able to enjoy it. Now, number 4, I played a bit of 4, but I didn't really care too much about it because the whole like superhero storyline behind it, and it's like you're like in a hologram or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, that.
Something
I
like
remember
that.
watching my brother play it, and it was just like, this isn't the Saints Row I remember.
And so,
Because I remember playing Saints Row 2 a lot in Xbox 360, and that was like the funniest thing ever. The fact
Is
that like I just remember watching my brother play the game, and also the fact that I played the game, but like his character literally was female with a man's voice.
There's a lot of good voice actors in that game. But you know what's weird is my view of Saints. I never got to play it, but my view of Saints Row has always been like, okay, the first one's kind of like weird, but it's kind of like GTA, but it's the most GTA, and then it just gradually got more and more ridiculous. So when this one came out, this new one, it kind of like it looks from what it looks like, it kind of took so much of that back, and I'm like, where on the scale of like GTA-ish to this is fucking bonkers is this? Because I'm like, it doesn't look like if you were telling me this was Saints Row and I didn't know what Saints Row was, I would be like, this is okay, sure. But like I'm looking at it, I'm like, this, you know what I mean? It doesn't look like Saints Row. So I'm like, I don't really know what to go from here.
Yeah.
yeah. And I totally
But
forgot
it's
that Saints Row the Third had a remaster.
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot about that.
forgot about
But
that
then again,
too.
I stopped really caring for Saints Row after probably playing it for a little bit on Xbox.
how do you play the first one now?
The first one I think is still exclusively on Xbox. I think
Xbox
so.
360. It's
360, my
trapped.
bad, 360. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Is it
I mean,
backwards
hey,
compatible?
Xbox 360s aren't that bad
Let's see.
consoles.
I mean, it's not. Maybe.
The recording.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. Well,
Yeah, all that effort for the new Saints Row, and they could have just remade the first one.
It honestly, it kind of does feel like that.
Mhm.
yeah, but it's just I don't know who was it made by again? The same what's it called? It was published by Deep So Violation. That's their name.
Volition.
Volition. So somewhere between there, I don't know. It just feels like they just lost their way, I
Weird.
guess, in this series.
I imagine it's not the same people making it. It's
Now,
just like the old
Probably
guard
not.
ones. It's like, which kind of sucks that they just kind of want it to be like, hey, it's Saints Row. You could say it's anything else. Don't like. It's one thing to like take a game's name. It's another thing to like tap dance on its corpse and be like do what Prey did. Even though Prey was a great game, like the newer one,
Yeah,
but
the
there was
2015
also
oh,
one, if I remember
yeah, but there
correctly.
was the Xbox
speaking of which,
360 one
spe-
that
speaking of which, Ryan, hold your thought right there. That one of the directors of Prey said that using that name was a mistake.
yeah, I saw that recently,
Wait,
and then
really?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's because Bethesda they just bought the IP. They bought the IP to
yeah,
Prey, and they're like,
Oh,
we're
I
not
was
going
seeing
to,
that.
you know.
A lot
yeah,
of people were mad at
understandable.
Bethesda yet again over that this time,
Mhm.
But
and yeah,
the main thing I know from like a lot of people, which kind of basically hated this new Saints Row, is because I know it's gonna get political here. People hated the whole. eh,
uh,
yeah, has to go that route. Though. You can't hold back on this. That they were going the whole with the college kids slash SJW slash we're trying to make a group instead of like the gang. What we know about the Saints, basically.
Virtue
And
signaling.
well, not I wouldn't say that. It's just a lot of the characters just felt like they were they made the characters seem more so how would you say not they don't have character, I guess you could say. They're not rememberable like the original
Yeah,
cast of characters of what Saints Row what you know of.
Johnny Gat.
Yeah, like these guys like these new cast of characters like, oh, we're just college kids. We just want to group up and do things, and it's just like
yeah.
ill. It's kind of it's kind of
It's
it's
not like
cringe.
the second. It's
It's
not
like
like
a
the.
sanitized like '90s gang that's like weirdly diverse, but like they're all about recycling and and shit like that.
Basically,
Like
yeah.
that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like one of those Saturday like, yeah, we're the crew, and they just break dance all day, and they just like they don't they don't do anything bad until like the evil corporation gang affiliation like uh slash like evildoers come in and start polluting and like committing petty crimes or whatever, and they're like, we gotta stop this, and then like
Are you
I feel
guys
like
with me?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
And so that's what people know.
and then
That's
one of them dies, and they're
and keep this in mind, by the way, this is a reboot, so it's like you you already
like, do it,
figured
little saints.
like people already figured out that this reboot was just gonna be just dog trash. Especially like a lot of companies these days understand that they want to be diverse of people. They want to do this. They want to do that, and so they want to sit there and they want to pull out their politicalness instead of just making a great game. And they just lost the way on like what made Saints Row 1 and 2 Saints Row 1 and 2. Just take what you get from those two games. It's like one of those things where it's like you learn from your mistakes, but Volition
Mhm,
just never really learned, you know.
mhm.
And it sucks to see just a great game series dying. It's like you said, they're tiptoeing, tap. Now put it like this: if they were to take the Saints Row name off the new game and make it something else,
I think it would be received much better because I feel like you know what, like if I could expand that, I feel like a lot of things that piss people off that have like the name of like a previous franchise, if you took that name off and made it something else, people would receive it a lot better. Um, I would say, and I'm gonna lump this in with, weirdly enough, the Resident Evil series that was of course canceled.
Hmm.
I think that's enjoyable if you took off the Resident Evil name, because you'd be like, what is this weird ass show? Same with Cowboy Bebop, the live action series. I thoroughly enjoyed it because I was like, this is close, but like definitely not Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
But it's like very close, and I'm like, I would love to see this weird ass show because it has a lot of weird shit in it, and like, but like the fact that it has that, that name, that brand attached to it makes it worse. I think a good example is what's it called? All You Need Is Kill,
yeah,
which when they took it over here, they turned it into Edge of Tomorrow, and everybody loved it, and nobody gave a shit that it was something else. And I think they can do that. Like, I think if they were gonna do that, they can just rebrand. And so I think it's okay to rebrand in some cases, or
yeah,
whitewash in the case, but whatever. Like, I think it's okay in some cases just rebrand, but I think they're afraid of like losing. They're not gonna leave money on the table. But we have a license. That's why you have a Dead Space remake that I'm sure is gonna be awesome, but we don't really need it. Um, and a Last of Us, which is weird shit show, by the way. I don't know if you want to talk about that,
we could
but
throw
like the
that in real
Last of
quick.
Us remake, yeah. It's a weird shit. Apparently, there was a guy, I forget his name. I need to pull it up, but like that was like on the list of, basically they were trying to figure out what to do next because
Yeah,
Last of Us Part 2 was winding down, and from what I understand, they wanted to do something else, something new.
man, they could more
I
another
think it got
Jack and Daxter.
shot down. They were like, yeah, but then they eventually decided on Last of Us 1, which was the remake, remaster, whatever, and like, which I guess is less easier to do, I guess, than making something new. And I think that guy ended up leaving, so now we're getting this remake that like it's debatable if anybody even wants and if it's even worth it. And what's funny is that guy and apparently the dude who was Days Gone, I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
who may have been fired because of anger management issues eventually, or at least they were trying to get him in anger management.
yeah.
They're apparently working on some kind of NFT thing.
Got the
I need to
NFT
look
rate.
it up.
But the
Yeah,
NFT rate
let's see.
like died.
Yeah. Well, I think when everybody realized it was a fucking scam, I think that's when they kind of hit the,
No, still
yeah.
making them though.
Yeah, they're still making them. People, some people are still believers, but like,
Yeah.
what country was it? Like El Salvador was all like, um, trying to make themselves 100% Bitcoin or something like that. Yeah, they're not gonna last.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Anyway, that was it. It's a weird shit show that's like going on because of all this. They didn't want to make a real.
What's up, guys? It's me, Disbearity, and thanks for watching this video. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, please consider liking and subscribing, and also clicking the notification bell. Lastly, if you'd like to support me further, definitely consider subscribing to my Patreon, where you can support me to as low as $2 a month.
What's good, everybody? I'm Worx4tips. I also want to thank you for watching this video. I'm a variety content streamer on Twitch who enjoys playing RPGs, platformers, and strategy games. You can also find me on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitter at Worx4tips, where I rarely post anything. But if you are to follow me, please be at least over 18, as I might like/retweet NSFW content. Thank you.
All right, you
Damn.
guys. So we're gonna go ahead and go on to the last topic of the night here. So the last topic is we got two big time content creators out here. They're black dudes, black brothers from another mother. One is named goes by the name of Gideon, and one goes by the name of Corey Kenshin. Now I don't know Corey Kenshin personally, but I heard that he's a YouTuber who doesn't curse at all and is very gentle or polite, something like that, and he's very friendly. And then we have Gideon.
Yep.
So Gideon came out and said that Twitch is sexist, while Corey Kenshin came out and said that it's racist. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start out with this first. In my personal opinion, no corporation is racist, but they do show favoritism. I can definitely tell you that.
It's
Now,
very true.
from what I know with Gideon is that he got into some drama with Pokimane, and him and Pokimane are somewhat are
Wow.
supposedly friends or something like that. But then Twitch didn't care, and because Twitch thought I guess he was bullying Pokimane, and he got banned off Twitch. And he's been
Yeah,
banned since like
because
think
He
January 3rd.
rated Pokemon and he told his chat to type in I think like L
Also,
plus ratio.
yeah, L post ratio, yeah. And then he's been banned off the platform, and so he came,
Permaban, by the way.
permaban. And so then
Jeez.
some girl again
Overkill.
who again was doing sexual not for YouTube purposes, she was doing sexual relations with her boyfriend or something like that on stream, and she got a 7-day ban. And Junior came out and said, "Oh, so you guys are sexist then against males or something like that because males were males and females they have a lot to show and have a lot to sell. I mean, hey, you do you making money, whatever, right?"
Because I don't know if this is true. I could have sworn from a video I watched, they were saying that she at first got like banned for I think about 20 days, and then she tried appealing for it, and they reduced it to 7.
And that could
I
be,
don't know if that's fully true, but I think that's one of the things I heard.
yeah, that could be the case, especially if people were subscribing to her for like $5. If she got like 200 subs from that day, yeah, Twitch would be like, all right, you know what, got you. Then we had Corey Kinchin, who said that YouTube's being racist because, example here, Big Time was another YouTuber posted a video, and his video didn't get flagged. But Corey Kinchin, he posted a video, his video got flagged and got age restricted, whatnot.
Yeah.
Correct?
And to be more specific, I think it was like this mortician game or whatever it's called. I forget
Yeah,
the title,
Mortician
but
system.
yeah,
yeah.
like yeah,
And the YouTuber he mentions is Markiplier,
yeah,
who yes, YouTube does have a very favoritism with
Oh yeah.
Markiplier, considering the fact that he's been on the platform since 2012.
Yeah.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
with that said, there, I don't. From what I read up from other people, and also from what I, yeah, just basically read up, right? Is that
Mhm.
it's not YouTube's fault, but what it is that Corey Kitchen has a group of haters apparently, and the group of haters they have a Discord or whatever type of platform they use to set up to where, well, say when Corey makes a video, they they what do you call it? They flag it, they flag it
Mhm.
down in order to get YouTube to act or whatnot. So if it's an actual human person that's doing it,
Mm.
that's saying like, yes, this video is age restricted or whatever, not child proof, then fuck that human person. Now if it's a bot doing it, then yes, it's a mistake. So going on further with the story here, the same part that Corey was talking about in his video, right? Basically, that's the same part that. Let me see. Actually, let me go back. Once he said he talked to his YouTube rep to
Yep.
go to investigate into it. They talked to his
Yeah.
YouTube rep,
If I
and then
remember correctly, yeah, he
mm,
found the video of Markiplier. He told his rep about it.
yeah,
Mm.
His rep pretty much was like, "You did some good digging." He took it to the higher ups. They removed the age restriction from his video, and
hmm
that was fine and dandy. But I think if I remember correctly, the very next day they put the age restriction back on his video.
yep. And then they
And
age
then not only
Markiplier.
that, but if I remember correctly, they also put an age restriction on Markiplier's video. Oh, either that or Markiplier had to tell them, "Where's my age restriction?" if they're doing that.
Yeah, and
And
so
to which he did get age restriction, but then I think they like later decided to remove both age restrictions to
Mhm.
try and be like, "Oh, it's fine, we're all good now, right?"
That's funny.
now, Ryan, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think they're racist, or do you think Twitch is
Uh,
sexist? What do you think?
so you were saying that like no corporation can be racist. I disagree, hard disagree. It can be racist and sexist. I think it's more of a symptom of a different kind of problem. But like, regardless of that, um, with those situations, I feel like it is obviously more complicated than that. Um, like it's one of those, one, you got caught, and two, yeah, they have favoritism. Of course they have favoritism. Of course they want their money makers on the platform if they know they can make them, platform. Of
Yeah,
course there's micro politics to be played in that, but in the sense with the first guy, with Twitch, it's like with her. From what I understand, I don't understand if that was intentional for her to have sex with her boyfriend, but either way, it was out of line. But I also feel like if he's doing targeted harassment, it's kind of like, remember when you got banned on League, dead to rights. It's like if they have you dead to rights, it's like that's all that matters, and that's the sense. Now that was at overboard, yeah. I think anytime a infinite lifetime ban or whatever is overboard. Um, unless there was
Yeah.
like more to that story, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's been in trouble for, and they're like, this is your third or 15th strike or
Yeah.
whatever. Um, but of course they have, they're gonna be biased to certain people. So
Yeah.
the other thing with Corey is like, I don't feel like it could be racism, and because there's always like a protocol to how racism works, in the sense that like, you gotta test the water, you gotta, do a little litmus test. It's like, okay, maybe there's some other things, and you gotta check with other people and be like, okay, what's going on? Like, reach your
Yeah.
hands out and whatever,
Yeah.
which maybe you did, but aside from that, it is clear that YouTube's been probably the most blatant when it comes to how biased it turns with their big time creators. Like, yeah, it'll give them more chances.
No, like I will
Yeah,
say,
they'll give them more
see, I
resources.
would say
Yeah, they'll give
this.
more
I
spot.
wouldn't say that it's YouTube being racist itself as the company though, but
Hmm.
I will go to say that it's most likely an individual.
Right,
Definitely an
Yeah.
individual. That's because,
right.
like I said, if it's a human error,
Hmm.
then yes, it's definitely an individual. But this is what he said in his videos that we don't know. It's hard for us to find out without like
Yeah.
any type of hardcore proof. Now, if YouTube is racist against people, I'm not even gonna say that people of color against people of the races, black,
Mm.
whatever, Mexican, whatever, then shame on YouTube, for
Hmm.
for doing that. Um,
I,
Go ahead.
yeah. Well, my thing is like, I think it's more of a combination of, yeah, it could be racism because it could target like certain creators and certain, if it's like certain LGBTQ creators were like being held back when it came to like, I guess like kid friendly content or whatever, and it's like, even if they weren't mentioning that they were LGBTQ or that they, anything related to that. And it's like, it's kind of like that where it's like certain things make it automatically pushed into like a certain portion, even when it's not, like, you know what I mean, like related or tangentially related. So that's how it can inevitably racist or whatever. Now in this
Gotcha.
case, it's like, again, these, like you were saying, they care about money. Like, I think it's both a human error as well as a machine error because of the human error. I
Yeah.
think, like, and that shows to me, and because what you're saying is he had at first, Corey got the age restriction,
Hmm.
then he had to call him out, he had to do all this, and I guess Markiplier also did the same thing, and then eventually, what, they got both the age restriction, and then they got it both removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of like BS just for this situation, because it's like all this has to happen, and then for it eventually to just be like, never mind. And it's just like, what? And it's just like that. It kind of just shows that there's issues with I feel like there's, once again, a long history of just YouTube and its algorithm just kind of fucking up. And it's like, instead of being our bad, they really can't really afford to be like, our algorithm sucks. But it's like, it's the truth. It's like, their algorithm sucks. It's the way it sometimes affects other creators, and then what it eventually does just kind of sucks. And I
One
feel like
thing I
this
will
is.
say with Corey Kenshin is that, which does kind of make me upset though, is like it's where he keeps
Mhm,
saying he'll go if he'll go like on a break, on a really long break for months, 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 and every time he comes back, it's always the same
mhm.
shit. But which is why,
Yeah.
like a lot of people are saying that it's really not YouTube. They know or believe it's the fact it's a hate group that's just doing that. Because
Mm.
eventually as any creator or anybody, you can be drama free, you can be not part of any
Right,
type of group, but you're always going to really receive some type of hater from somewhere. Somebody's going to hate you because of out of jealousy, out of spite, and so
right.
you know
Targeted harassment.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's what a lot of people are believing as just target harassment
Yeah,
against them. And if that is, and that it's tragic, it's terrible, and those people
yeah.
suck because those people are sad. They have sad lives.
Hmm.
And exactly, and that exacerbates the problem. They learn how to game the system because the system sucks, and when you know that, you can exacerbate the problem and make it even worse. And so I can only imagine what he feels if he's like having to go through all this, and like the people decide, like, you said they have like a Discord and whatever. If you have a dedicated crew of haters, which, first of all, that kind of knows you're doing something right. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like a dedicated crew of haters who's just kind of fucking with you is kind of like, yeah, you're gonna feel crazy as well. So, and I feel like if YouTube's having a problem fighting that too, it's like that's once again another, you know what I mean? Another like another thing to worry about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Do you guys have any last words to say about the issue?
Well, because I mean, I do know there's obviously more to like that because obviously, like after all that happened, at least I know Markiplier and Jacksepticeye made 2 videos doing the try not to get age restricted challenge, which I'm sure you guys know what that pretty much is.
Yeah. You know what I hate about that? It's like I'm glad that Corey Kinshik came out though, but I feel like
Hmm.
after that though, like it ignited something. But at the same time though, a lot of people that came out and made videos on that were like super disingenuous in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because even because once you watch the video, like I started getting fed the same algorithm from like everybody else. Corey Kitchen came out this, Corey Kitchen came out did that. And I feel like a lot. And I looked at a lot of their channels. I'm like, y'all are a lot of big YouTube stuff. Okay,
Hmm.
why didn't y'all come forward with this earlier instead of waiting on somebody to like to ignite it? Like this could have been. This was, and I feel like again with some people like with Corey, his is genuine. It's so whoever else made a video about it, it's genuine. Let's say like Mark probably genuine. Voice critical, I don't know, genuine.
No, I remember correct. Critical just made a video just talking about the drama. He didn't do anything like too big or extreme.
But like
But then
anybody,
again, then again, Critical usually always tries to cover this kind of drama stuff on his channel. So
yeah. And then like the only reason why I brought this up is because I follow another YouTuber who his channel is about being black in Japan, and I'm like he's making a video about this. So I'm like, bro, if y'all are this angry about this, why didn't y'all speak up months or years before then? And why are y'all sitting here waiting on to pop off? And a lot of this is because it's at this point it's drama first off, because guess what?
yeah.
People feed off drama. This is how it feed off negativity,
I mean that's
and
true.
Hmm.
it's easy money or easy views for a lot of people because again, YouTube is what nowadays it's reactionary now. That's all people do is react to videos, so react to other people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now this is easy pickings for a lot of people. So I don't know. It's like it's a good thing that it came out, but then it's also a bad thing if it's a lot of this just backfires because
Yeah.
it doesn't make people. It doesn't just seem genuine anymore. If you have 100,000 people making the same thing, like you
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
and
I mean, if I mean it's an issue, people are gonna talk about it. It's obviously people again, YouTubers have had historically those troubles. YouTube does go through those weird meta situations where certain videos will make it, and so people have to decide to make weird decisions on their channel to try to match it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I know one of my favorite YouTubers made a separate channel to kind of game the system themselves, and they're like willingly just like, yeah, yeah, this is this is how we got to do this, and it's just like, yeah, it's like it's just YouTube historically has a problem, but I think like obviously somebody with a big name casting that stone is gonna shine light to that problem.
yeah, I can agree with that. I
Yeah.
think. Do you guys
But
have?
obviously, yeah, again, people reacting to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Because like if I remember correctly, something they said is that YouTube doesn't have a um really like grasp on communication or something, which
Yes.
I don't fully know if it's true or not. Obviously, I know that like if anything, you might know Spacey because
they do.
you're
They do, but then they don't. Like I will
yeah.
say, but I will say this is 1,000 times better with Twitch. But I mean, I'll be just to say like it's hard to police 100 billion people that use
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
It's because like literally you'll get like a email from them and like they don't explain at all why like it possibly got age restricted or anything. They just tell you, yeah, your video got age restricted, then that's it.
the only thing I will say is this:
I don't know,
if
man. That sure sucks. Well, good luck.
if you're making videos for like children stuff, and if you're trying to be family friendly, you're already threading the needle, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
because because I think those videos they actually get stalked like extra hard by YouTube
Hmm.
or whatnot. So like You say one
It's
curse
also
word, one curse word in there,
yeah,
video's done.
yeah. But at the same time, it's like, but even then, like YouTube has a weird history of like taking videos that aren't supposed to be meant for kids and putting it on YouTube Kids.
Yeah, I see that too. Yeah. Hey, who knows, man? All we can.
Hell's Gate. Dear God.
But do you guys have any last words on the Corey Kinch subject or Gideon?
No, not really.
All I
Free
had
my
to say
boy Core.
is all I have to say is big titties go, bro. I gotta say,
I mean, hey,
go on Twitch Hub pretty soon. That's what we need. Twitch Hub.
so get your VTubers out.
Yes, sir.
VTuber titties,
Sir.
anime titties. Get those
Sir.
views right up. They skyrocket. You'll be at 5,000
Yeah.
views.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sir.
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 All right. So you guys enjoyed this episode of the Bear Den Talks. This is episode 27. So we're getting up to our big 30. 30 is going to be a live broadcasted show. So keep that in mind in the future. Thank you guys for coming on through and watching the videos. If you guys did enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe to the Bear Den Talks YouTube channel. Also, hit the notification bell down below to be notified when the next video is coming out.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow Mr. Worx4tips on his Twitter account. It's posted on the channel. And Vanta, you can follow Vanta on his Twitter if you want to. But he might not be on Twitter that much because he a hentai dude. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I
Don't follow me on Twitter.
would say don't forget about Twitch as well.
And don't forget to follow Mr. Worx4tips on Twitch.
Yeah.
And you can follow me on my main YouTube channel, which is Disbearity, Variety, and Gaming. But again, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for your support. We'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out. Much love, everybody. Have a good one, y'all.